Hey there, so today we have another review. Alright, if you guys want to skip ahead to the review, please do, but I'm going to give you a little preface. So, I actually picked this up in New York, and I'm in Florida now. I was out one night, and grabbed a beer for the end of the night. I was like, you can grab another beer. And I was like, oh yeah, I could have a snack with it, and unfortunately I didn't eat the snack. And didn't feel great afterwards. Probably should have crushed this entire bag of Doritos and would have felt better the next day. But, whatever. I brought it back to Florida because I didn't have a chance to eat it. Doritos Tangy Pickle. I'm going to pair it with a beer. Because, by the way, the girls saw... That's the cool thing we're at right now these days. Where Amelia is so smart. She's 6 years old now. Probably should scrub this glass a little better, but... she's like, oh yeah, Doritos. She can board the. You can't. By the way, the fact she can read this as pickle, pretty good. She's like, pickle. I like pickles. I was like, all right, cool, try it out. The girls didn't like it at all. So now I was supposed to eat it anyway, but now I'm gonna eat it. So, some review for you guys and then pair it with the beer. So what is this freaking thing? Granted, sorry. The girls. It's a spoiler review. The girls tried it. Didn't spit it out, but like, Daddy, we're not eating this, and I grabbed one. So now I'm grabbing the rest. So let's try this one out. That is weird. That is very weird. Sort of love it too. So first off, it is very pickly. That's very weird. Do you know what the one that's way weirder is the 7-Eleven ruffly crinkle whatever thingy potato chips. Those are way weirder. Because something about like their addition of not only that pickle flavor, but there's like this weird hot dog water flavor that's in these chips, in those chips that are like really interesting and weird. Absolutely, like, again, ugly delicious, or whatever David Chang called it, right? Delicious, but, like, strangely branded as, again, hot dog flavored chips. Yeah. This is sort of on par with what you sort of expect. It's tangy. It's pickly. MSG. Savory. Maybe a little cheese. Is there a little cheese in there? You can't really find out. Vinegar powder, that's what it is. So there's some vinegar powder in here to make it like sort of like tart. So sour, pickly, loads of MSG, and then it's got a corn chip to it, which is weird because like with the hot dog chip that I reviewed, I feel it sort of makes sense on a potato, but like you generally don't think of tortilla chips and then think of pickles. Granted, there's things like, salsa verde, which is like, a green tomatillo salsa, so like it's green, but it's never sour, or at least this sour. So it's like green sour pickles with tortilla chips. It's weird. This is definitely a drinking snack. That's why Firestone Walker sent me this beautiful sun glider. It's like just plain lager. I'm like, yeah. See, this is a bar snack. That's what it is. It's a beautiful bar snack. So you get the corn chip flavor, which is a little sweet and corny, but you get the malt flavor of a nice little lager here. Sweetness of the beer really helps like complement the tartness of the pickle. Because honestly, by itself, I wouldn't recommend really eating that by itself. Like, you're sitting there like, what am I doing? Just eating this, like, sour pickle powder flavor. Which you need a little light lager. Yeah, it makes sense. So, like, obviously, like, bar snacks make sense with just lager. But I feel these combine pretty well. What else is there? There's, like, a sweetness I really feel. So, like, even trying this amount of it, it still, like, seems weird. It's a sour tortilla chip. And they have a lime flavored one, but lime for me is a little bit more subtle. This is pickly tart, pickly sour. Oh yeah, just the malt and a little bit of like floral sweetness of the floral character of the hops. That sweetness really tames it down and makes it really like a crushable combination. And it's probably a better combination out there, but I had this in my fridge, and like it really needs a complement of beer to really have that malt sweetness to really balance it out, and it makes a really fun pairing. I mean, is it like, ooh, some fancy foie gras, blah 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 blah? No, this is just simple bullshit. Grab yourself a bag of these, have a great night, and have a simple Pilsner lager with it. How would it pair with something maybe a little bit more bitter, like a true Pilsner? I don't know. Probably be fine. But this is just a nice, lightly sweet. It's almost like in the range of like Helles or something. Nice little well-constructed lager, and it really complements the chip very well. By itself, not very good. It's just a little too jarring. Like it's not nothing disgusting about it. It's just like a little too tart and a little too sour pickly flavor. But you combine these two, it's really tasty. So it is a weird chip, by the way. I would never have expected this flavor out of Doritos. They make some funky flavors, spicy this, like all these flavors are all just like make sense. This does not really make sense. Like this is divisive. If I serve this granted they do their kind of world of tasting panels and the general public, but if I just blind taste this to random people I knew, I think a good amount of people would just be like, no way. Which is hard, right? You're like mass producing a Doritos product that goes out on the shelves and just sits out there. You'd expect the goal, I would imagine if you're a company, like the goal would be like, yeah, 90% of the people are at least okay, like it or don't. This one, I would guess, try another one. I have a weird and ambitious palate. This is cool to me, but I also wouldn't seek it out. And that's me being super ambitious. My guess is the general public that buys Doritos, I'd be surprised if 40% of people are interested in this. I'd say a majority of people wouldn't be interested in this. Even seeing it saying pickle, they'd just be like, why the fuck am I eating pickle stuff? So it's very tart, very pickly, and then underneath is a weird tortilla corn flavor underneath it. You gotta have a beer with it. Now, having a beer with it is freaking tasty, but I generally would not recommend this. I'm cool with it. Again, I'm a weirdo. I like weird stuff, but I'd say most people don't like this stuff. So it's crazy they would produce a product that, again, I'm not saying the general public, even people buying Doritos would generally not like this. No. It's just very sour pickly. It's very sour pickly. It's very weird. I have this. Let me give you a good example. I had the rehearsal wedding, a rehearsal dinner before the wedding, and then afterwards we had an after party at a beer bar. Really cool beer bar with actually follow the person on Instagram that owns a bar now. A bunch of coolers with awesome beer. When you have 3 coolers with 6 doors of my that's way more, right? A tap list only has 8 beers, 10 beers, 12 beers. When you have a case that big, my options are now 200 beers, whatever, something anywhere from 100 to 200 beers. And so one of the beers I picked blind, and I didn't tell my friends. I just poured in a glass. Here, try this. It was Distill's spicy pickle beer that I've actually reviewed for you guys. And people were like, but I like that beer. It's weird, but it tastes like pickle juice. If you're okay with a pickle bag and just crushing some pickle juice. One guy actually liked it. I was like, you like picklebacks? He's like, yeah, I actually like picklebacks. I was like, one person liked it. Everybody else that tried it hated it. So that's the thing about the beer. It's super this chip is super divisive. Like, this is so weird. Sorry, but guess what? Yeah, that's a good beer chip right there. Try it out. Until next time, guys. Cheers, and I'll frantic later.